to bring this beautiful day to a conclusion. I left my clipboard behind, so I'm gonna wing it. So I'm speaking on behalf of the volunteers, and when people have come to see our museum, they've said to Linda, you know, how do we get one of these in our community? We'd love to have a building like this. And she said, well, you know, it takes a lot of things. So the recipe for us to get this building that we have today meant that we had to live in a beautiful country, in a beautiful province, where we have freedom of speech, where we have a rich culture and history that we're so proud of, where there's a town that wanted to have a legacy, and that town asked the Holyrood Heritage Society to take it on. It means that it had to find a leader who was fearless, who was very determined. My mother used to call it stubborn, but determined sounds nicer. A very determined person who was willing to sacrifice an awful lot to try and make the dream come true. And so with all that, then we had volunteers who trickled in slowly and slowly. And Shirley LaCour is here this evening. She's one of the first members of the Holyrood Heritage. And she asked me about 3 times after I retired, would you think about joining the Heritage Society? And I said, well, I might be retired, but I'm not an antique. Like, I don't know if I'm into that. But once I started down there, it was so fascinating. There were so many cool people. And it's a really nice bunch of friends, and we laugh together, cry together, sing together at kitchen parties, and that's how we have our fun. So in moving forward, we're gonna need a lot of support with the beautiful thing that we have now, and that support will come in the form of volunteers. So anybody who'd like to volunteer with us should be more than welcome. We need people with all kinds of talents. And we also are planning to develop a board of directors to help us make future strategies. So anybody who would be interested in that as well, you'd be more than welcome. So that's us, and there's a ton of thank yous. Thank you to the Star for this beautiful lunch that was all homemade by their volunteers helping volunteers. Thank you to all the people who are involved in creating the museum and doing the renovations. Of course, the town of Holyrood, the staff of Holyrood, the town council. We couldn't have done it without them. The Squires family goes without saying. I think we're stuck together now. We're going steady, if not married. So many thanks that I don't really have time to go through, but we appreciate everything. And so now I'll pass it over to Tina so we can wind this up in a big way.
Thank you.